Well, my group is confirmed by Joana Forero, Daniel Casallas, and Lady Mancera. And our topic is legends in Colombia and Japan. Well, we can see that an important topic in many cultures is that one of legends. In Colombia, Japan, and other countries, the use of legends is to tell an ancient story where an important fact is narrated, such as the creation of nature or others. It is used to prevent or create awarenesses or to warn of possible dangers or heroes committed by humanity, such as greed for money or slavery to beauty or infidelity. We can also say that this topic is directed to both children and adults. Second, to indicate what is right and what is wrong, and what is have to be avoided, where we can confirm that both the legends and different stories are transmitted from generation to generation, and through discourse is adding facts or editing according to the important events that happen over the time. Many are protagonized by women who represent what many consider are the typical weaknesses or mistakes as beauty, and we can see in the Japanese legend Kuchisake Onna and the abandonment to this or her. Also has Hanako-san and the Candileja or Madre Monte here in Colombia, and their desire also for revenge or to be comfortable. On the other hand, a difference of our culture with others is the belief in numbers or superstitions about this. In Colombia, we can see more beliefs in curses or witches than other countries. And the use of a specific toilet cubicle or a number like 13 in Japan, as well as forbidden gifts such as something red representing blood or a knife that will indicate a death. We can say that the legends also help to make known a country or a city, attracting more people and at the same time making the preservation of an oral tradition giving continuity to the culture. And both in Colombia and Japan, we can find cities or places where tours are made to encourage and preserve this tradition, as La Candelaria here in Colombia, or the city of Tonyo in Japan.
Hello. Well, first we mention the legends in our country, Colombia, and then we name some legends from Japan. From Colombia, I mention the legends Patasola and Guatavita related to the legend El Dorado. And from Japan, I talk about the legends Itobashira and the doll Okiku. Well, now some examples of the difference between these. 1. That Colombian legends usually develop in rural environments, at the most of the time occur in environments such as forests, lakes, etc. This is the legend of the Patasola and is an example of what I mentioned earlier. 2. The legends of Japan are more profound. They include diabolic dolls. For example, the doll Okiko is taken to a museum and it is visited by thousands of tourists. This does not generally happen with Colombian legends. This is the doll Okiko. I talked about this legend in my first presentation. It's in the Manenji temple. 3. The legends of Japan are very scary. You could perfectly create a horror movie. 4. Many of the legends in Colombia are related to culture, such as Chipchas, Indigenas, Wayuu, among others. One example is the legend of Guatavita, which is related with the Muiscas culture. Okay, to conclude, Colombian and Japanese legends are full of mysteries and symbolic historical contexts that entertain us a lot.
To contrast the legends between Colombia and Japan, We can say that despite having horror legends, Japan stands out for legends that explain the reason for something and the origins of its tradition, as does the legends of Tsukimi, that explain the origin of the celebration of the full moon that take place between September or October. The legends also show us a cultural difference between each country because in Colombia most of the legends are of terror where it is intended to scare people so that they doing something. For example, legends like La Llorona, La Candileja, or the Caiman Man are are stories that happen to people who in some way do not that well. That is, who have a unethical behavior, such as spying on women while they bath and using potions to get closer to them. This type of bad behavior makes the character fall a punishment or a curse, such as being turned into a half caiman, a half human monster, in the case of the Caiman Man. But on the other hand, the Japanese legends like Tsukimi tell more beautiful stories of characters who are able to sacrifice their lives for someone else without expecting anything in return and end up being well rewarded. It is left to tradition with a sense of hope and gratitude. In this sense, we can say that most of Colombian legends try to frighten people so that they improve their behavior or avoid uncertain case of things, while Japanese legends maintain the charitable and collaborative spirit of a person to keep their faith intact from some always thanking for what there is and for what there was. Mm, Another difference is the characters, since in Colombia legends people end up turning into monsters for life as a punishment, as I said before, while in Japanese many animals are used to tell stories and show that any being can be good and end up being remembered and admitted for what he did. In the legends, we can also see the time difference between each one because while the legend of Tsukimi marks the origin of a tradition of millennia, legends such as the Cayman Men are younger because although there is a festival in his honor, this was created many years after the legend.
Well, an important. Boo. Hello, it's me. No mentiras ya. Ya, ya.
Such as La Candileja, La Llorona, or El Hombre Caimán de Caimán Men. Eh, Me olvidó, iba a decir El Hombre Caimán.